What's up, YouTube? Drew here, and today I have a different one for you. It's not going to be something simple on a Toyota or a Honda. It's not a hot rod. It is one of my strangest blessings, the 1988 Dodge Ram Charger plow truck my awesome neighbors gave me. They knew I had a need and wanted to see me get through the winter, and it's been an awesome truck, except, wow, look at that. That actually happened. I mean, I wasn't going crazy or anything. I was just trying to push some snow into some piles, and I shredded this drive shaft. So what I want to tell you guys today, what I want to show you, is how to make a new drive shaft. So basically what we're going to do is figure out how to dissect this. Now, if you look in there, you can see that there's a part that basically slid into the end of a tube, and then a machine welded it together. The one thing that we're not going to do today, because, you know, it can't be done at home, at least not to my knowledge, is balance. But there's a good place to start. You see that seam? Like every piece of pipe, it's, you know, it's welded together as it's made in the factory. That seam in this particular unit happens to line up with this flat surface here. That seam is also going to help us to put this together as best we can and measure the length that this tube was, which I've already done, and it's about 27 inches. If this happens to you, bang everything out so it's flat again, and it should fit together like a puzzle. The line there will give you a good indication of, you know, what side is which, obviously, and you will see quite quickly that this is called phase, right? So this is totally parallel with the ground. That's totally parallel with the ground. They're parallel with each other. They can't be twisted at all, or you'll get a vibration, which in this case, obviously, there's going to be a vibration, but this truck doesn't go on the road. It probably hasn't been safe to be on the road in, 10 years. It hasn't actually been, other than the one time I did it out of just sheer bravery, it hasn't even driven to a gas station in, I think, since 2005. So anyway, basically want to show you guys what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut around here. I'm going to start on this one. I'm going to cut around this weld so the pipe could slide off, and that's going to give an idea where to grind that weld down to. So stay tuned. So the big trick here is to, you know, I took a slice out of the middle of the tube right there to just kind of get a feel for how thick it is, and then I tried to replicate that all the way across. So what I got is this. So this shows me that there is not all that much. There is not all that much. Basically, that weld's got to get ground off, and this is the cast piece that's going to fit in the end of the new tube. Now, the gist of this part is going to be basically to grind down that weld and try to expose more of that collar. I actually am pretty impressed with how that came. Most of it, as you can see on the edge, I didn't dig too deep, and that pipe came right off. So, I mean, I might be able to just stick it in the new piece of tube, which is right here, by the way. Basically, I mean, it fits in there. I could tap it in and weld it, and it would probably be good enough, but I'd like to get a little bit more of that collar. So I'm going to grind away at that, and hopefully it's not as tedious as it seems like it's going to be. Okay, so here it is. I ground away a decent amount of that, that weld. Not as much as I'd like, but the reality is, you know, again, this just to keep this truck going, maybe the rest of the winter to get through plowing. You know, this isn't going to go on the highway. This won't be the failure point again. This is much thicker steel than the old one, and I know when I weld it, I'm going to have probably the end of this whole thing glowing red here because, you know, I don't want it to break, right? But the point is, if you can just, you see the line where I cut it, you can just grind back that weld, give your welder some place to build up some new weld, and that should work out just fine. This is just one of the ways I checked to make sure everything was true. I used an angle finder and also a level at one point. Okay, so that's a decent weld. You can see I got good penetration all the way around. A little bit of bird poop. This welder's old and gets stuck sometimes, but the gist of it is a decent weld all the way around. That ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna be long gone before that weld breaks, and so is the truck. Okay, now the measuring part's pretty important. So the original shaft from the top surface, like the cap, if you will, to the cap on this side was exactly 27.25. So what I did is I put this in the end like that and measured how far from there to the farthest I could get in the pipe without a hammer is, and I got 1/2 inch, exactly 1/2 inch. So I took the 27.25 from here with the tape measure, right, and went to 27.25, then backed off that 1/2 inch. I'm gonna cut a little bit on the side. Now go figure, of course, there's somebody else's line. Now I don't know which is which. I'm gonna have to remeasure. But basically I wrapped a piece of paper around the tube, and if the paper aligns with itself when it wraps around, that gives you a pretty good indication that it's a square cut. So I'm gonna cut that, clean off the end so I get a good weld, tap this in as far as I could with a hammer, and call it good. Okay, a quick measurement just to be sure. And it's exactly 27.25, which is awesome. It's properly phased, meaning you got a fork this way and a U-joint pointing up at you. You got a fork this way and a U-joint pointing up at you. Again, there's no chance that this thing is 100% true, and it's definitely not balanced if it is, but it's going to work on the plow truck. If for whatever reason there's enough run out on this that it does break again, I have a plan B. And like I said, I think that this is going to outlast the truck, and the truck's probably going to outlast me. But my plan, just in case, is to take off this boot, bring this to a machine shop, and have them put it in a lathe and just basically work the whole thing down to the ID of the pipe. That way it sticks way in, and then just replace the one on the other end. Like I said, I don't think that's going to be an issue, but there is a good plan B. To be clear, this is a weekend warrior fix for a plow truck that never leaves a parking lot, and it doesn't have to be perfect. And candidly, if it only lasts the rest of the winter, you know, it's better than the alternative. Again, that's not going to be the case. I went through a lot to make sure that everything is as true as it could be. It's probably better than some of the stuff that Mopar, General Motors, and Ford are throwing out there today. Ooh, yeah, well, it's better than the new Tundra with turbos going bad at 300 miles. So, yeah, I just offended everybody. Anyways, point is, and I forgot Nissan. Of course, they need to come with an extra transmission. But I'm done now, I promise. The idea here is I'm going to weld this one next. It's important, too, to do a weld at all four sides, if you will, like here, 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 and then on the bottom, opposing each other so it can't turn from the, the heating and expanding and contracting from the weld. But yeah, so I'm going to throw that weld on and we'll take a look at the finished product. Okay, and there's my final weld. Not too bad for an old beat-up welder and an old beat-up guy. I'm calling this good. Going to throw it in the truck and plow on. So basically, again, the purpose of this video was to show you guys you got a broken drive shaft for an off-road vehicle. Hey, I'm going to throw it out there. I hope none of you are looking at this and thinking, well, gosh, I could do that on my 2020 Chevy Silverado. No, you can't. You absolutely can't build your own drive shaft like this for a vehicle that's going to be on the road. And if you think you can, I want nothing to do with it. Because this is an extreme liability. At highway speeds, any imperfection in this, they're going to vibrate like crazy. It could destroy the differential. It could destroy the transmission. It could snap this and destroy you or the person behind you. So don't try this on a road vehicle. This is for, something your kids screw around with in the backyard, or your plow truck, or your lot vehicle, or whatever. If you're watching this video and you broke your drive shaft and, you got the weekend to make a new one, I hope this helps you. If it does, I'd appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Thanks. move snow.